Conservation of momentum is important when the individual momentums of certain bodies in our system are changing, but we know that the overall momentum isn't going to be changing. Remember, we talked about in our last video that individual momentums can change, can bounce off of each other, transfer from one to another, but the total momentum is not going to change. And this is going to happen when we have objects colliding. We have 4 different ways that this can happen. Perfectly elastic. Think elastic is thinking stretchy, but it's also thinking bouncy. So perfectly elastic is, think of a bouncy ball that would keep all of its energy and velocity even after the bounce, and would actually bounce just as high as it was dropped from. Perfectly inelastic, think no bounce at all. So this would be like Play-Doh or something that would just squish instead of bouncing. Inelastic is going to be right in between these two. So the first two, there is bouncing. Both of them that conserves momentum, but this one's going to lose a little bit of energy. If it loses even more energy, it might actually stick together. This is, notice, conserve, 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 conserve momentum. All of them are going to conserve momentum. The perfectly elastic is the only one that's actually going to not lose any energy also. The other ones are going to lose or gain energy. So then we have explosions. Explosions are what they sound like. It doesn't sound much like a collision, but it does go with these. It's when something starts together or as one, and then some energy gets put in there, so that's why it's gaining energy, and then they end apart, like an explosion. A lot of these problems are going to be a gun or a cannon shooting off. It could be something as simple as just pushing something away from you. That would be starting together and ending apart. So explosions gain energy. These are the only ones that gain energy. Perfectly elastic is the only one that conserves energy. They all conserve momentum.